That was how I learned a second very important thing, which was that the planet he came from was hardly bigger than a house. Every day I'd learn something about the little prince's planet, about his departure, about his journey. This was how I learned, on the third day, about the drama of the baobabs.
Isn't it true that sheep eat bushes?
Yes, that's right.
And therefore they eat baobabs too.
Baobabs are not bushes, but trees, as tall as churches. Even a whole herd of elephants couldn't finish off a single baobab.
But before they grow big, they'd start out by being little.
True enough. But why do you want your sheep to eat little baobabs? I was forced to make a great mental effort to understand this problem all by myself. And in fact, on the Little Prince's planet, there were, as on all planets, good plants and bad plants. The good plants come from good seeds, and the bad plants from bad seeds. But the seeds are invisible. They sleep in the secrecy of the ground until one of them decides to wake up. But if it's a seed of a bad plant, you must pull the plant up right away as soon as you can recognize it. As it happens, there were terrible seeds on the Little Prince's planet. Baobab seeds. Now, if you attend to a baobab too late, you can never get rid of it again. It overgrows the whole planet. Its roots pierce right through, and if the planet is too small, and if there are too many baobabs, they make it burst into pieces. On the fifth day, thanks again to the sheep, another secret of the Little Prince's life was revealed to me. At that moment, I was very busy trying to unscrew a bolt that had jammed in my engine. I was quite worried, for my plane crash was beginning to seem extremely serious, and the lack of drinking water had made me fear the worst.
If a sheep eats bushes, does it eat flowers too?
A sheep eats whatever it finds.
Even flowers that have thorns?
Yes, even flowers that have thorns.
Then what good are thorns? Then what good are thorns?
The little prince never let go of a question once he'd asked it. I was annoyed by my jammed bolt, and I answered without thinking. Thorns are no good for anything. They're just the flower's way of being mean.
Oh, I don't believe you. Flowers are weak. They're naive. They reassure themselves whatever way they can. They believe their thorns make them frightening.
I made no answer. At that moment I was thinking, if this bolt stays jammed, I'll knock it off with a hammer.
Then you think flowers...
No, not at all. I don't think anything. I just said whatever came into my head. I'm busy here with something serious.
Something serious? You talk like the grown-ups. You confuse everything. You've got it all mixed up. For millions of years, flowers have been producing thorns. For millions of years, sheep have been eating them all the same. And it's not serious? Trying to understand why flowers go to such trouble to produce thorns that are good for nothing. Suppose I happen to know a unique flower, one that exists nowhere in the world except on my planet. One that a little sheep can wipe out in a single bite one morning. Just like that, without even realizing what he's doing. That isn't important?
He couldn't say another word. Night had fallen. I dropped my tools. What did I care about my hammer, about my bolt, about thirst and death? There was, on one star, on one planet, on mine, the Earth, a little prince to be consoled. I took him in my arms. I rocked him. The flower you love is not in danger. I'll draw you a muzzle for your sheep. I'll draw you a fence for your flower. I didn't know what to say. It's so mysterious, the land of tears.